My name is Emily. I'm 32 years old, and I work as a teacher in an elementary school. Teaching has always been my passion. I love seeing my students grow and helping them discover their potential. My life was simple. I was single. I lived alone, in a small apartment, and my days were predictable. Wake up, go to school, teach, come home, grade papers, and sleep. On weekends, I visited my father in a quiet little town. He's getting older, and I liked helping him with groceries and fixing things around the house. It wasn't a glamorous life, but it was peaceful. Then Daniel came along. He was 30 years old, 2 years younger than me. He was the new music teacher at our school, charming, passionate, and full of life. He had dark, wavy hair and warm brown eyes that lit up whenever he talked about music. The students adored him, and so did the teachers. At first, I didn't think much of him. I was just an ordinary woman, not the kind to attract attention. I didn't have perfect hair, I wasn't exceptionally thin, and I never wore fancy clothes. But Daniel noticed me. He would always find a reason to talk to me, asking about my day, making me laugh when I was stressed, bringing me coffee in the morning. I started looking forward to seeing him. Then one evening, after a long day, he walked me to my car. We stood there for an hour, just talking. We talked about our dreams, our fears, and the things we never told anyone else. It felt like I had known him forever. After that, we grew closer. One weekend, he invited me to an art exhibition. We spent hours wandering through the gallery, talking about our favorite pieces. Then we grabbed coffee and walked through the city. That night, as he walked me home, he reached for my hand. I let him hold it. I could feel my heart racing, and then, just as he leaned in, about to kiss me, he hesitated. He pulled back. "Emily," he whispered, "there's something I need to tell you." My stomach tightened. "What is it?" He exhaled slowly. "I'm engaged." I felt like the ground had been ripped from under me. "Engaged?" My voice barely came out. He nodded. "Her name is Olivia. We've been together for 6 years. Our wedding is planned for next year." I took a step back. Why didn't you tell me?" "I didn't mean for this to happen," he said, his voice desperate. "Emily, I swear I didn't expect to feel this way about you. Olivia and I, we've grown apart. It's not like it used to be." I wanted to believe him, but the pain in my chest told me otherwise. "I don't understand," I whispered. "If you're unhappy, why are you still with her?" He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. "Because it's not that simple. Our families are close. Everyone expects us to get married. I don't know how to walk away from that." Tears burned in my eyes. "So what am I, Daniel? A distraction? Someone to make you feel better while you figure out your life?" His face fell. "No, Emily. You mean so much to me." I turned away. "I need time to think." The next evening, I went downtown to a bookstore, hoping to distract myself. But as I was browsing through the shelves, I heard his voice. I froze. Slowly I turned, and there he was, with Olivia. She was stunning, tall, elegant, with long blonde hair and a soft, graceful smile. She held his arm, laughing at something he said. They looked perfect together. My heart shattered. Had everything he told me been a lie? Had he only been using me for excitement while he played the perfect fiancé with her? I left the bookstore quickly, my hands shaking. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying every moment with him, wondering if I had just been fooling myself. The next morning at school, I avoided him, but by lunchtime I couldn't take it anymore. I marched into his classroom and closed the door behind me. Emily, he said, surprised. What's wrong? I saw you, I said, my voice shaking, at the bookstore, with Olivia. He paled. Emily, you looked happy, Daniel. You laughed with her. You held her hand. You didn't look like a man who was unhappy in his relationship. He swallowed hard. It's not what it looked like. I laughed bitterly. Really? Because it looked like you were lying to me. Emily, please, he begged. I have feelings for you. You make me feel alive. But I can't just walk away from Olivia overnight. I stared at him. Then what do you want from me? He hesitated. And in that hesitation, I knew the answer. He wanted both of us, and I refused to be someone's second choice. Several days passed. My feelings were all over the place because I couldn't stop thinking about the time we spent together. That night, Daniel called me. He wanted to meet and talk. I agreed, but only because I had something to say. We met at the park. He looked at me with sad eyes. Emily, I don't want to lose you, I sighed. Daniel, you already have. His face twisted in pain. But, no. I shook my head. You don't get to have me and her. That's not love. That's selfishness. He took a step closer, reaching for my hand, but I pulled away. You need to make a choice, Daniel, I said softly. And I won't wait around for it. Tears filled his eyes. I don't want to hurt you. I smiled, but it was a sad smile. Then you shouldn't have fallen for me while you were still holding on to her. And with that, I walked away. I didn't look back. Because I knew that sometimes the hardest thing to do is walk away from someone you love. It's hard, but I believe someday I will find someone who will give me their whole heart. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share.